As we wrap up here, I mean, there's so many different nuggets of gold in here, like I talked about earlier. One thing I do want to get to before we talk about where people can find your book, you mentioned a little bit this year and obviously the pandemic and the challenges that this year has brought. You have 4 daily habits that you talk about to be mentally and physically strong going into 2021. Mm-hmm. Can you walk us through those habits real quick?
Yeah, so they're based on those 4 circles that I talk about at Amen Clinics, the biological, the psychological, the social, the spiritual. For me to be balanced, I think of those like 4 tires on a car. Mm-hmm. So if one of them are out of balance, like if one of the tires goes flat, the car will drive for a little while, but it's eventually, if more than one goes flat, it's going to crash, right? Mm-hmm. My car had flipped at one time. So for me, it's important to keep the biology, the psychology, the social and spiritual in balance. Mm-hmm. So eating healthy and exercise is my biology. That's during this pandemic, more than ever, it's important to keep your immune system strong by doing that. Then you've got the psychology. You have to manage your mind. Your thoughts lie to you. They lie a lot. You've got to talk back to them. You've got to manage your mind going through this. More than ever, our thoughts are just out of control. So we've got to manage that. And for me, that means turning off the news. So I shut the news off. I don't want to hear it. When I meditate and I pray, which is my spiritual circle, I meditate and I pray and I don't have the news on. Guess what? Things don't seem so bad in the world. Right. Mm-hmm. And then reaching out and helping people is another way that it makes me feel better. Mm-hmm. And so that's part of my social circle. My social circle, who you hang out with. So doing this right now with you guys, this is super cool. Mm-hmm. I joined a Zoom prayer group. Doing things for my family. That's the social circle. Just because we are physically distanced, not socially distanced, physically distanced, does not mean we need to disconnect. Yeah. And so those 4 things are going to keep you in balance during this time. And it takes discipline because it's just so easy right now to just let your mind go wild.